Well, due to start another job on Wednesday, I think it is, and went down there today to see the lady, and they've been cleaning up the garden, getting everything ready, and moving their stuff out just so that we can get in and start their landscaping. And she's in a real panic about having us in. She's worried about the dog and worried about the dog going in and out, but that's all part of the package, and we just have to sort of reassure her husband was absolutely fine. He had no issues whatsoever. But I think sometimes people, from my experience over the years, they get in a mess, and I've seen it before. And somebody's coming into their home and they're not sure, and I think they're happy with the work. They've gone and seen some work that we've done, but I think the fact is that I think they feel they're being invaded, and they're not used to it. So we're going to have to tread very carefully with this one. So just about to have some tea now, and I gotta give a hand because I'm not helping. And one of the things I was going to mention, it's so important that we're entering this silly season now where everybody wants that work done ASAP. And the fact is they're not going to get it done, are they? There's only so much you can actually do, and you can't promise people that you're not going to deliver on. And one of the things that I do, I've sort of got there now after all these years, is that it's so important to make sure that you don't chase the work. You need to get it right, and don't chase the ones that you think that isn't going to be worth it. I know you got to go and price them, but sometimes you can filter them out, and we have it all the time with potential customers. Sometimes it's difficult to try and get out and see them, and but if you're spending a large amount of money, most of the customers are all right, but you can start filtering a few of them out. There's signs that you should be able to go by, and you'll know, and you'll work out, and you think, well, I don't want to go to that one because that doesn't sound right, and for whatever reason, but you need to filter them out, and because you can spend a lot of time running around and you're not going to get anywhere. So get it right. Don't be a busy fool. Important thing, and you want to try and pick up those quality jobs where you're going to earn some money, because profit is sanity. It's as simple as that. Always play with my nose or my hair, and going to Bristol this morning, going to pick up some plants, and oh my god, look at the traffic. I could get off there, go around, keep going round. Apparently making a good vlog, you have to be interesting, good content, and you have to be consistent. And one thing I'm meeting one of those three criteria. I am very good looking. No, I'm very consistent, and because I'm consistent, people get to rely on that. So I will make my vlogs a lot more interesting. A little interesting fact that I believe is happening at the moment, and this is the thing I've been trying to get out for many years, is that I don't think that companies, some of the big builders merchants, the high street brands like Keyline, Travis Perkins, Jewson's, Wicks's, maybe not so well. Anyway, all these big companies, you say B&Q if you want, really, they don't embrace the end user. We're the ones that are using the stuff, really, and they're very arrogant and very blasé to think that people going to keep going to them, the contractors, and buying, because there's other companies out there. There's a lot of online stuff going on out there now at the moment. It's amazing how many people watch YouTube videos, and it's not just the landscapers that are doing this type of work. It's also other people that are interested in other people's lives, and that's fine with me. If you want to look at it, and if you want to watch it and enjoy it and see what's going on, do it, because it's free, it's out there. And that's what a lot of companies aren't realising, that YouTube is a television channel. This morning, and it's a lovely sunny day. It's a bit bitter, like, but it's a nice, bright, nice and dry, and it's a shame really, because at the moment, this time of the year, everything's a sort of bit late coming, and I mean, sort of flushing with bloom, and that's how it goes sometimes. We just have to tolerate it and try and find alternatives to what we're looking for. The other thing, of course, is that clients want you to get the plants in, and sometimes you can't get them in because the product isn't there, so, but they still want it. I've been coming over this nursery for a few years now, and just got the bill now, and I'm pleased, and you know, there's profit in it, and that's the main thing. Even coming over this morning, profit, because remember, profit is sanity. What's they spell? Loads of money. Stick with it. Stood out Almondsbury Garden Centre here, and they don't open to 9 o'clock. And what I would say is to that, my response is that they have staff here, because they've just spoke to us and informed us they don't open to 9 o'clock. But can you imagine the amount of custom they're losing because landscapers aren't going to go in there? You know, for me personally, as a landscaper, I want to be able to get into these places nice and early, like a cash and carry sort of method. I know it's a garden centre, but they do offer discounted rates for landscape contractors, and I think that if they would have opened up at 7:30 and had somebody dealing with landscape, it's just 2 people, that's all you need, and they would obviously cover some wages, and they would cover the cost of having someone here. That's all I got to say on that. I walk around this garden centre now, and to be fair to them, they've got a huge amount of stock here, and you know, it's nice to see. It's nice to walk around and see what plants they got, and right, it's not cheap here, but to be fair, the quality of the plants is spot on, and they've got a vast variety and a huge range of stock, and I get excited. I'll just get my seatbelt on here. Well, I do a bit of I go to the nurseries regularly and buy plants, and I use various nurseries up and down the country. You're not always going to get what you're looking for, but the fact is, I've got one particular nursery now, and that nursery works out perfect because they're so cheap. I mean, massively cheap, you know, and it's worth. You're not always going to get what you're looking for, but you need to get over there, and you need to get out and find these places, and you know, it's going to make a big difference to what you're earning. And you'll have some people say that, oh, it's a bit far to go, like, but it depends what you're going to buy, you know, and how much you're going to buy, and it can make a massive difference. So get out, spread your wings, you know you are. I always wear my slippers in the van, and I leave my boots in here because there's nothing worse when you get the van on your drive. The mud goes everywhere when you've been working on a muddy job. But look, we're starting a new job today, and we're taking up some old decking and an old patio, and we're putting them a new patio system down. Split level format on one side, and quite a square basic patio near the property. A slight problem here, they've got a dog called Bentley. He's a cracking little dog. What is his job?
A beagle.
Oh, a beagle. Yeah, and he's got a funny little walk, isn't he? And we've got the client is a bit OCD in the house, so she's concerned about the dog going back inside. But we gotta make a mess to get the job done. So, and of all things, it's raining today. It's been a poor start to the day weather-wise, but regardless of that, as I always say, lollipop ladies work in the wet. Let's go and get on with it. Well, we're here now. Let's go and have a look. Well, decking systems. some work and some don't. And if you look here, the decking is 100% compromised underneath with the stud work. For whatever reason, we haven't discovered that yet, but as a result of it, you can see the intensity of the greening in this area. But the other reason there's a lot of greening is because they get a lot of sap from the leaves from the trees above. You know, sometimes we want a bit of shade in a decked area, sometimes we don't. And certainly in this area, it's not really working that well. If you look alongside here, all the decking's been compromised and it's all dropped away. They've replaced it over this part here with some new decking. So there's something significantly wrong underneath. The water's not getting away, it's falling quite flat, it's dipping in places, and if you look over here, the stud work is definitely been compromised in this part of the garden. So this is a bad decking system, it isn't working, it's failed, so what we need to do, we need to put it right. Well, this is what it's all about, isn't it? Landscapers and hammering down now, and I don't mind working in the wet, but the fact is, if we carry on working in the wet, we're going to mess it up, and don't talk to them. I'm the only one that's worthy of conversation here, and I've been out in it, we're moving on. I'm going to just step out for a second. You can see how heavy it is right over here. If you look down there, we've got all the risers up, protecting the edge, so we've got a new shape, we've got all the stone in, we're all good to go really. You've got to shape that up, and then we can start laying some slabs up. It's getting wet here. Toughest landscapers. It's been a wet day today, and we got a fair bit done, and we started this area on Monday, and we dug out, prepped it, we got the risers up retained, and we've used the same slab with that, and we've got this makeup going on. We're going to avoid those cross joints, because somebody will say cross joints. Heyo. Hi, it's Johnyboy here, and just want to touch down with you guys. It's been quite a thought processing week, and everybody's thinking about not becoming a yes man, and we have to reiterate that. We have to make sure that we don't become just yes men and just agreeing to do things because people want us to do things, and because it's time consuming, and you can't keep accommodating people if you're not getting paid for it, because it's simply disruptive. It will reflect in your work, it will reflect in your time, and it will reflect in your home life with your family, and it's not worth it. You're worth more than that. Your time is valuable. We're only on this earth for a short period of time, and we have to think about how we use that time. So as a landscaper, we tend to give our time away. Don't give it away. Well, as you can see, I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm with my friend here, Matt Beecham. Matt Beecham is an extraordinary person. His attention to detail is second to none. He's absolutely spot on, and his work, you could not question anything about it whatsoever. But the one thing you can question about Matthew here is his sense of humour. He'll just bitch you, it's as simply as that, and don't argue with a beach, because he will be a bitch. But anyway, Matt subcontracts me occasionally, maybe 2-3 times a year for a couple of days, and as a result of Matthew being with us, we've made progress. When Matthew arrives, it's almost like listening to Moses. He will take me to the promised land, the land of milk and honey.
You want the promised land?
See what he's like, so rude. We've had a great day today, and we've learned lots of lessons. Very, very important to learn lessons every day, because we are forever learning. So remember, please slow down here, see a few flashes there with the cameras. Remember, don't think that you know it all, because you don't. And one day it will come and bite you on the ass. And some of you out there
has got a big target to actually bite. On that note, see you later.
So important when I have these thoughts that go through my mind, and I want to share them with you guys. And just been speaking to Shane in Ireland, in Dublin, and everything's just absolutely positive. And you know, with the group and how it's growing, and attracting the right people on the group is so important. And I feel it's really good. Jay Muller did a live stream. I think it's his third one or second one, I'm not quite sure now, but the fact is he's doing it. And when you do these live streams, you're just going to build your confidence up. It's as simple as that, and that's what it's about. And it's inspiring watching people that you know, I have a lump in my throat sometimes when I see these guys that weren't doing these live streams and weren't able to talk like that. I don't know how much they're able to do or not, like, but they tell me that they haven't done one before and they're not sure about it, and you know, they come to me and I say, yeah, just crack on, just do it, you know, we're all in it together. And that's why the group's good, because we all can come to that group and we all can vent, we all can explain and talk about the things that we do, but there's no bitching on there. And we're not having it, and I don't think it will happen. And if there's any, they'll be off, whoever you are, like, you know. And just absolutely great that guys can go on there and talk about things. Alan Morris in Ireland, Alan's been talking, guy that does a lot of high-end work, and you know, he's just the same like all of us. And he's had a slight problem. I don't personally think it's a big problem, because he's handled it well. And but he's on there and he's explaining what's going on, and that's admirable in itself, when a guy of his stature can come on and actually talk about it. So and the good thing about it is, well, that everybody is talking to each other that never spoke to each other before. So a bit of a dating agency, I suppose. Just arrived in Stratford-upon-Avon, and I'm with Alison, and we've arrived for probably one of the most important meetings that we've ever done. And they got the fire alarms going off, so it doesn't look as if we're going to be able to get in this hotel and have our meeting. So we've only just arrived, so we've got to go to the fire point. And that's because, Alison, we are, without doubt, on fire.